So what is the best tool to feed our transcripts from our meetings and get back a list of tasks? So we need the AI tool that is more comfortable understanding what we discussed during the session from the TXT that comes from the transcript and create for us a list of tasks under a specific purpose. So in order to build that and find the best way, what I did was I ran two experiments. The first one is on Claude, and the similar one is right on ChatGPT. And we have V1, where I just created a chat message here. I fitted the TXT file asking with my specific prompt. This is a prompt created by me, all right? I mentioned the 95% confidence, and I describe how I want him to read the TXT and what I want him to extract from that. And then I fitted also second session, having an TXT file, the transcript, and he gave me back the results. I asked him to make some corrections in here, and then at the end, I asked him to combine all of those results in one CSV file. I will show you the reason. Then I performed the second experiment, having it in V2. In V2, I done exactly the same thing, having exactly the same TXT files, the same things, where I gave him a different prompt. So he came back to me with different somehow list of data. In most of the cases were almost the same, but the descriptions and the reasoning for those decisions were totally different. And then again, I got them as an export on a CSV file. Then I moved to ChatGPT, and since I wanted to compare the performance of the AI tool, I had to keep everything that matters the same. So what I did was feed them back to ChatGPT the same TXT files from the same meetings and use the same prompts. In V1, I gave him exactly the same prompt, and I wanted to see with the same input what the ChatGPT gives me back. So he came back with all those details and repeated that also with, I asked him to make it in a table, all right. I gave him a second transcript from my second meeting and I have it in a table. Why in a table? Because in that way I can export it into CSV. And then again with a second prompt, I had the V2 session workflow with ChatGPT, and then exported everything in CSV and combined them in one Google Sheet. So in one sheet, I could have all the data, Claude and ChatGPT, V1, V2 in both cases. So at the end, we have 4 cases. And then downloaded this CSV that has all the centralized data and fed them back to ChatGPT and to Claude. Ask him which one is the best tool, Claude V1, Claude V2, or ChatGPT V1, V2, to do my job. And here is the comparison model. Here is what ChatGPT gave me back. While we see very close accuracy scores, he understands that Claude V2 has the highest accuracy level. And of course, I could ask him, here is my prompt, give me more details about how can I improve it. But don't try to make the 94 100%. We want it to be close to 95, close to 97. At this level, it's quite great, I would say. And I did exactly the same with Claude, where I fitted the CSV with tasks extracted from the 4 models and the TXT files from transcripts, and asked him, hey, look at this, analyze it, and let me know. So he had to analyze it again and gave me back his performance score. Here is his analysis. We see here the scoring, and he also concluded that Claude V2 is the best option I had in my hand. So having that, I came back to and say, okay, now let's try to improve this Claude V2, and then I paraphrase it to add it in my API and use it to automate the workflow that receives the transcripts and automatically generates the transcripts. Now, the next level of validation of those task lists is from managers. Managers have to read them and validate what's going on. If this is correct, if it's not correct, if we're missing something, if what we said is totally correct, if we didn't get a meaning, which is also important for them. And how we do it, I just feed them into Google Sheet where every row is a task, and manager can give us a feedback for every single task. And then after validating that this process give us nice results, we're gonna feed them immediately to the task manager. That's it.